Hey, what's up guys? It's ElasticSpyder here from Brothers in Arms World of Warships, and today I have a game in my Yamato. I am also divisioned up with my buddy Puddin597. He is also in his Yamato, and we are playing on the map Northern Lights, as they said, and we are playing Domination. And taking a look at the matchmaking really quickly, there's a lot of Yamatos. I count 6 on each team, and Tier 8 carry on each team as well. A few Tier 8, 9, and 10 cruisers, and luckily for me, there's only one destroyer on each team. The enemy team gets the enemy Kagero, and we get a Yolo, so decent matchmaking for me. I definitely like to see very little DDs when I am in my Yamato, but for Domination it does get a little problematic because that really means that the battleships and the cruisers have to cap, or at least push in enough to cap. So me and Puddin, we decide to go kind of on our own to A. There is a friendly Yolo, as I said, going to A as well, but it looks like we're not going to be getting that much support as of right now. So anyway, this is an amazing game. Definitely one of the highest damaging games that I've had in the Yamato. And speaking of that, I've only had about 10 games in my Yamato. I just recently got it from, finally getting enough credits to buy the Yamato from the Azumo. But just something to note here. When I bought my Yamato, this is actually one of my, I believe, second games, so I didn't have very many credits, as I said. So what did I do? I just slapped on all the upgrades from my Azumo and put them on my Yamato. And so yeah, I have basically a secondary build here, secondary upgrades, that is. And yeah, so, and I also didn't want to retrain my captain because I said whatever, and it's not that big of a penalty. If it was before, I believe 0.5.8 or 0.9, where situational awareness was not given to you automatically, then I definitely would have waited to retrain him in a different ship, like in a Tago or some premium Japanese ship. But since I don't have to worry about that, I just put him in the Yamato. And I bet you guys can hear it in the background, but I was going to make this into a teamwork video, but that just didn't pan out. So I just decided to do a commentary on this. So I do apologize if you hear Puddin's annoying voice. I'm just kidding. But if you hear his voice and my voice in the background, I apologize if that annoys you. But if it doesn't, then go ahead and like this video, because why not? Anyway, so I do have some slightly diminished captain. He's only running at 50% efficiency, and for something first time I've seen this, as I'm saying in the background, I bounce on Montana. That was slightly angled, but that's kind of funny. Anyway, so me and my buddy Puddin, we're gonna push A cap. The enemy Yolo, or the enemy Kagero, looks like he is stopping our Yolo from capping, probably sitting right behind that island, as you can see on the minimap. That's where he was last spotted. So, but this is where I spot the enemy Yamato that's backing up. So I do a classic drag shot. I like to do this because sometimes it's hard to tell distance and speed at which someone's backing up, especially when backing up. So I kind of do this drag shot where I shoot once and then drag back. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out for me there. Only got one hit, and I believe that was a bounce as well. So didn't pan out. He must have angled enough, or so, I just plain old miss. He did go unspotted right as I shot, so that's probably didn't help my dispersion too much. So, but now I am, of course, running on my Yamato. I am, of course, running the accuracy mod for the main battery and the reload mod for the main battery. I take this very seriously because seriously, but I do take this seriously because it is definitely the better choice than a secondary build. I believe the secondaries, they have their purpose, but at this tier, nobody wants to get close to Yamato unless they are ramming them. So, and if at that point it's kind of like you're dead anyways. So, and your main damage dealers are your guns. So I do recommend that. In the background, you just saw that I got a nice citadel on the enemy Yamato, and I managed to get a nice base capture, assisted base capture. And of course, I thank my friendly destroyer for popping smoke, because that is the nice thing to do, and I definitely would recommend it. And if you're a BB player and you see a destroyer asking you in chat if you want smoke, at least respond, because I've had so many times where people have, I've asked people if they want smoke and they don't respond and they end up dying or something of that nature. So definitely, if you see a DD trying to help you guys out in the battleship, go ahead and, at least notify him and tell him what you're doing, so he knows. So, but I'll give this guy props, because he also does this later on in the video too. So he's definitely helping us out a lot. Unfortunately, we already lost one cruiser at sea, so we're definitely not in the best position. One less cruiser is certainly not a easy thing to overcome. But I decide to take some shots at this broadside Iowa while I am sitting in my smoke. My 5-minute spotter, aka the fighter plane, is doing me doing a lovely job and spotting most of these ships. I do manage only to get about 11k salvo, which is still good. It's about a citadel, so I'm content with that. So, we do manage to kill their destroyers, so this is good. There's going to be almost no threat to me in terms of torpedoes, besides enemy cruisers that have torpedoes. So, now here, this Montana is going to plague me throughout this game. I don't know what was going on through, in terms of dispersion or through my mind or whatever, but I just could not get many citadels on this guy, and he was sitting broadside. I do get one there, but throughout the video, you guys will see that I'll just be missing this guy, or missing his citadel, that is. And I don't know how I was, but I was. But in the end, I hope it doesn't matter that much. Just have to wait and see. So, I was still sitting broadside. If you look on the minimap, he is sailing perpendicular to the way my guns are aimed at him, so it's a perfect broadside. If there's any slight deviation, as you can see on the minimap, he is turning away, so I'm going to have to aim slightly higher if I want to hit his citadel, or if he was coming towards me, then I would have to aim slightly lower than his ship in order to hit his citadel. And as you guys might have heard there, Puddin is taking a lot of damage, and he wants me to take some damage for him. And I said, yes, sir. And and I also asked the Yolo if he can give us some more smoke. And he will come shortly, as a good destroyer should. So, another Hindenburg. A lot of these ships are selling a pretty good broadside to me, so hopefully it's just a matter of punishing them, but of course just one penetration.
Did you just do that?
To that Hindenburg, but yeah, so we currently have one cap that is alpha, and the enemy has 2. They are very bunched up, but so are we, so it's still up for grabs as to who is going to take the lead and take this home for the win. So, as this Yolo is coming through and helping us pop smoke, or he is popping smoke for us and helping us out, we are definitely trying to punish as many ships as they can. I'm currently up to 98,000 damage, which if you reach 100,000 damage in your Yamato, then you are doing at least somewhat good, because I believe the Yamato is one of those ships that if you don't do 100,000 damage, that's a pretty below average game. I think a good average for the Yamato in terms of damage is around 100,000. So, this Yodel popped his smoke for us, and now he's heading to B. Hopefully he can cap that for us, because we are in desperate need of points. We have a solid 400 point loss of points. Sorry, thinking about something else there, but we are down about 400 points, and Puddin doesn't have much health left. He backed up a little too early, or the Utiloid popped smoked in front of him, or whatever the case was. He's still taking damage and I'm not, which is good for me but bad for him and our team. But obviously I'm not going to get out of the smoke just yet. I want to sit in here as long as possible, as one of my shells gets bounced, I guess, or not bounced, but it doesn't penetrate on the enemy battleship. Now I decide, well, I think it's a good time to start heading out. The smoke's probably running out soon. Russian smoke doesn't last that long. I believe it's only 85 seconds. And there we go. It's starting to run out right now. I, of course, manually select the Yamato for my secondaries to start hitting. My secondaries with a captain that is under retraining still goes out to 9.7 kilometers with, of course, the upgrades, secondary upgrades. So, but you can still see the secondaries are still hitting pretty reliably, and I'm currently up to 113,000 damage. So still not so good, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can finish this Yamato. I'm hoping my secondaries can finish him off, but in reality I probably should have shot with my 2 front guns, but to be honest, it probably cost me more money to shoot my first 2 turrets than to so basically the amount of credits and XP I would get from killing that Yamato would be not enough for me to that I would gain from the from killing him. Wow, that was horrible. But anyways, so Puddin is very hurting quite a bit. I shoot out at this Montana, and of course I can't get a Citadel, as you hear right in the background. But of course he gets a nice big fat Citadel on me, or that was the enemy Yamato. Either one. I just took a lot of damage, but I had to do it because the enemy has now a 600 point lead, and we really need a cap and a kill. So I needed to take some damage and push into Objective Bravo. I see this enemy Iowa, he's about 3/4 health, but the Yamato doesn't care. I just manually select him with my secondaries, and I've got 2 fires, so I put those out rightfully. And I shoot right at his bow because I can overmatch his armor, and I do nice 16,000. No Citadel, but still just a great shot nonetheless. It's about a Citadel, so I'm very happy with that damage. Torpedo bombers come in from the friendly, I believe, Shikaku, and it looks like he's gonna take 1, 2. Yeah, he takes 2, so he's definitely hurting. He's flooding. And I'm going to shoot through his bow once more and Citadel him, because low penetration on Yamato. So while I'm probably not going to cap this just due to my horde concealment, I am doing my best to help my team, and that's really all I can do. I have to kill some more ships. I've only got one of the 3 ships that our team has managed to kill. I don't know how that worked out, but we are definitely hurting in terms of points. About a 500 point gap between us. Deciding who to shoot at, I think I decide on this Yamato, and then an enemy Baltimore appears. So obviously manually select my targets with doing a control click on the Baltimore, and my secondaries just start lighting them up. 6 hits so far. Hopefully some more. These should be landing quite a bit more, but as I said earlier and many times before, I am retraining this captain, so it is he's slightly handicapped. I see this Montana on the minimap, so I hold my shots off. I don't shoot at the Baltimore, and I decide to shoot at this Montana. Hopefully I can double Citadel him, because why not? And I, of course, repair 2 fires, and I get a nice double Citadel on him, and I really hope that our carrier can take him out with this one bomb, but his planes get shot down because the Montana has pretty good AA. I'm sitting on 6,000 health. Not very good. The enemy should really be targeting me to try and kill me as fast as possible, because I can do lots of damage very quickly. I do manage to bounce most of those shells, partially because I stopped moving backwards and I started moving forwards. That's of course something that's a little frustrating, but as you guys can see here, I do manage to Citadel the Montana, and the heal on the Yamato is still pretty crazy. I went from 6,000 to almost 19,000, so that's pretty crazy for a battleship. But regardless, I'm up to 217,000 points of damage. Hopefully I can get a Citadel on this Baltimore, and I can kill him really quickly because our team really needs it. This is getting pretty close. Of course, I only get 1 overpen, and the dispersion just says, "Screw you, ElasticSpyder. We hate you." Yep, that's the moral of the story of this game. Yep. And as you heard right there, I of course am a little frustrated with myself that this captain isn't retrained, because the Yamato secondaries do go out to 10.6 kilometers, and on a cruiser that's at least big enough to have your secondaries hit them, it would have been nice to have. And luckily for me, I don't get spotted here. I was expecting to get spotted by a plane, so I just stay put, waiting for my heal to come up. I'm on 2,000 health. Secondaries start going off. I am spamming my heal as fast as I can, because I want to stay alive and do more damage, because I'm a damage whore. Haha. But I'm just waiting for this Baltimore to get spotted again. Please, someone spot him. Thank you, spotter plane, or me. And he's at 23,000. Hopefully this will finish him. Please, 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 please. Kaboom! Devastating strike, high caliber. Two beautiful shots, and I am up to 252,000 points of damage. Now this is again why I recommend getting the reload module, because as you'll see in about 10 seconds here, I will desperately need that, because I probably could get off one more shot on, I believe this is Hindenburg, so yeah, it's definitely something I would recommend, because you can do the little extra damage. But yeah, see right there. Well, anyways, but still a great game. 252,000 damage, and my buddy Puddin did, I believe, around 150. So that just shows you how much we did. Of course, I got 535,000 credits, and I walked away with 147,000, which is very respectable in a Yamato, because it is notorious for being a very costly ship to play. But as you can see here from the team score, me and Puddin topped the leaderboard on a loss, and we did better than almost half of their team, so it's quite unfortunate we didn't win, but still a great game nonetheless, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and consider subscribing to our channel. We post a lot of great content here. But this is ElasticSpyder here from Brothers in Arms World of Warships, signing out.